Yeah, I would say exam anxiety was one of my huge problem uh,
Yeah.
before taking my FE exam in 2022. Whenever anxiety come, I would listen to your videos. The bundle course was enough. Due to your course, all the bridge section, I feel like that was just a revision. It's like easy stuff.
Mm.
I was really strong, and with building the foundation on the chapters, it helped me to go for the PE exam, and then I had no doubt, that I can pass the exam out PE exam.
Yeah.
So your course was, one of the best decisions I have done in my joining your course. Yeah, discipline over talent. Um, Regardless how smart you are, you have to be disciplined to be successful in this exam.
Ganga, so you have this is unusual for us. Usually, when we invite students, we talk about their FE journey and then we wish them luck on their PE, and then we have them back on for their PE once they pass their PE. But you actually got your FE and your PE as well. So this interview is going to cover a little bit of both of your journeys. Um, and so let's first start with the FE exam. So when did you take it, and why did you decide to take the FE exam?
I took my FE exam on September 8th, 2022. Um, I finished my school in 2016, and then I tried to take the FE exam twice in 2016, and then I wasn't successful because I wasn't studying the right materials. And then after my second tries, I was maybe thinking, maybe FE is not my thing, because I wasn't doing
Mm.
good. Uh, and then around September in 2022, I started working under PE. My supervisor is PE, and then I wanted to be PE after that, and then I started thinking about FE exam, and then I stumbled into your videos in the YouTube, and then after the few research, I joined your course sometime around March or February of 2022.
Okay.
And then I started studying for my FE exam. It was something I wanted to get it done because I was having a second baby, and then it was my goal to get it done before she arrived. And then I had that motivation, and then I felt good when I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Kids would do that. They would totally motivate you to
Yeah.
do better and yeah, study for the FE. Congratulations, by the way, on your baby. Okay,
Thank you.
so let's take a step back. So you took it in 2016 the first time. When did you take it the second time?
Second time was around September 2016.
So you took them both on 2016.
Yeah, the
Okay.
first the first exam was before I graduated. Like, I graduated in 2016, around June. Now, I think I took it on March of 2016, and then I was still at the school, and then I didn't do good on the first attempt, and then second attempt was around September 2016, and then I didn't do well on that one too.
Which study resources did you use for your second attempt? Do you remember?
I believe I was studying. I did not join any course. I was studying this book I bought from Amazon. I think it was Lindenberg FE practice manual or something.
Okay. And so from 2016 all the way to 2022, you were like, I don't think I can ever do this. I don't think I can ever pass this exam.
Yeah, I was headed to that direction. Uh, I was even thinking maybe PE is not my thing, and then I started thinking about, doing maybe different kind of maybe do drafting, uh,
Mm,
maybe I started learn about the drafting, and then when my manager was PE, and then at the time I realized that I have to do something.
mm.
I can this was a great opportunity, and then and there we started.
When you started studying for the FE exam, at what point you started to go like, you know what, maybe I can do this, and you started to believe in yourself?
Yeah, Kenza, that was, after watching your videos, you used to say on the videos, don't hit too hard, like, maybe you used to say on the video, like, there are bunch of your videos I still watch, I still use when I do my PE exam, like test anxiety, was one
Mm-hmm.
of the videos, and it was similar videos where you said, maybe it's not everything on you. Maybe you are not studying all the right materials.
Mm,
And then I was like, that clicked, like maybe that was true. And
mm,
then I started watching your videos on the way you solve the status problem on YouTube. It was really good, I was learning the concept, and then I did like the way you explain things. And and that's the way we started. It was everything from your videos from.
okay, that's awesome. Okay, it's uh great to hear that somehow
Yeah.
our videos gave you that confidence, and the belief in yourself, and that you can do this, and pass your FE exam. Um,
And then yeah, and then it hit me because your course, and then your video is not just about passing exam. You talk about exam anxiety. That's the real thing. And then like there's a videos about like what to do before the exam. How you manage the exam anxiety. Those kind of things. Were really good. It clicked on me, and then I started, stop blaming myself.
hmm,
It was like I started believing on myself.
yeah,
It
that's
all
awesome.
started from your videos.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I get it. Because like the FE exam, part of it is finding the right study resources. And of course, studying was on the FE, but there's also so many other aspects like test anxiety, being just prepared, being good at taking tests, being able to solve fast, and or like a good strategy for the exam, or all the tips that basically we share in our channel. All those tools kind of give you like they start giving you that confidence that you can do
Yeah.
this. Yeah, that makes sense. Like it's like making the whole journey slightly easier, and giving you guys the tools to make it happen. Um, but yeah, I mean that's really great to hear. It really makes me happy to hear that you didn't give up. I mean, look at you. You have your PE license. Like you pass your PE. That's incredible.
Yeah,
So
and yeah, so believing on yourself, and then it gives you that confidence.
yeah.
You know, I was listening to one of your interview with one of she recently passed her PE exam, and then she was also saying, she felt like FE was the hardest exam, and then when she passed the FE exam, PE she didn't uh, she didn't feel much of the anxiety, and then I felt same, I felt like, FE was a little bit, I was a little shaky during the exam, and because it makes sense, FE, you get 110 problem, you have short time. On the PE, you have 8 hours, Kenza,
Yeah.
and then you have only 80 problem. And then the first breath is similar to FE exam. It's just not long problem, And
Mm,
then the depth is a little bit long. It's not too long. It's just few step more than your breath.
yeah.
So every time the anxiety came, I used to think like, I passed the FE, which was the harder than
Yeah.
PE, and that used to motivate me.
Yeah.
That used to help me to calm down.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like once you do that, once you pass the FE, now you're like nothing will, nothing will stop you from getting your PE.
Yeah,
You've been through that process before, and I've heard that before from students where I think I interviewed Andres, who passed his PE, and then he said something similar. He felt like the PE was slightly easier than the FE. And it's just a different type of pressure. I think when you don't have the FE, you don't have anything. You just have your degree, of course, but nothing for your career. But once you get your FE, now at least you're an EIT, and then you have more time to study for the PE. There's a little bit of a less pressure there to get the PE versus to get the FE. So I think few things there that definitely add up to that anxiety that we experience when we're preparing for the FE exam for sure.
of
Um,
course.
yeah. Okay. So um, what do you think you struggled the most with when you first started studying for the FE exam?
Uh, the thing I was struggling. Um, what do you mean, like the before not passing the exam, like
So when you first started studying for the FE exam on that
in
like
2022, right?
yeah in 2022 when you first started studying, which was around like you said March, April, what was the thing that you really struggled with? What was difficult about it? Oh,
Oh, Kenza. So here's the thing. Okay, I struggle. My problem was exam anxiety, right? So
okay.
not passing the exam on my previous tries, you know, I didn't. My
Oh,
confidence was very low,
yeah.
right? That's why I was telling you I was very shaky. Like first half an hour of my FE exam. Uh,
Okay. Wow.
so exam anxiety was the big problem, and then I used to listen a lot of your videos, and there were other videos on the YouTube too, how to tackle your exam anxiety.
Mm,
And then that was my main problem I faced,
okay.
on my when I prepared my FE exam in 2022. I wasn't sure. Even I was studying. I would always think about the exam. What if the exam doesn't turn the what if I fail, uh, and then you always used to say, go to the exam with the mindset that, I'm gonna give everything I got
Mm-hmm.
and see what it's gonna take.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking like that, and then I started doing a little better. Yeah, I would say exam anxiety was my or one of my huge problem uh,
Yeah.
before taking my FE exam in 2022.
I think most people can relate to that. Kind of like that's something I think many students bring up even in the interviews. And I think especially when the students have failed multiple times before, because like they just don't want to go through that pain again. And I think the biggest one you said is that low confidence. So you already had very low confidence because you failed it multiple times. And so that's giving you more anxiety. And so you're just in this cycle. Um,
Yeah.
how did you overcome it? What did you do? to like not let it get to you?
Yeah. So preparation, Kenza.
Okay.
So there's a saying, if you want to conquer something, you have to have a will to practice, right?
Mm,
So I would study and I would solve the problem. When I solve the problem, when I got the answer, like he gonna give you that confidence, like, hey, you can do this. And then you solve the difficult problem one day, and then next day, what I would do is like I wouldn't look the solution. I would just take the piece of paper and then try to do what I did last night, and then if I would solve that problem and then I got the right answer, then it would give me that confidence. Uh, so I would say preparation and then prepare.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the more problems you do, the more practice you do, and then you also see that you are actually solving the problems on your own. That just gives you confidence, and then your anxiety starts to decrease. It's like they kind of like work together, right? Uh,
yeah,
the more you feel confident, the less anxious you'll be. Yeah, that makes sense. I remember in college, I was very anxious student, and especially around exams. I used to get very anxious. And one way to beat that was really just doing every single problem in the books, over studying. I always overstudied. And that was my way of, overcoming that test anxiety. Um, so that I'm prepared for anything that they give in the exam. So that makes
yeah,
total sense. Yeah.
yeah. Kinza. So I was actually like, before when I was on my back country, I was always confident during my exam. I was always confident guy.
Mm,
But not doing well on my previous two tries on the FA exam, it was hard. It
yeah.
was, I was like my confidence level was very, very down. And then just to mitigate the anxiety, I would just practice, and then whenever anxiety comes, I would listen to your videos, that was it.
Yeah.
Practice.
Yeah. Did interviews help? Watching interviews of students who made it, did that help you?
Of course, yes. One of the interview, I would listen. I used to listen to
Okay.
Pranita's interview, and then and for I had like bunch of videos. I think I would listen Pranita's interviews, and then also there was other person, I forgot her name, and then for the PE I would listen. I think her name is Beth, right?
Yeah,
And
that's right. Mm-hmm.
her interview.
Yeah.
I would listen before I leave for work. I was just turning it on, and then I would listen or interview, and then uh, and that would help me.
Yeah.
Of course, Kenza,
Yeah.
that's why yours is not about just the course. You really cares about your student, and then you really want them to success.
Yeah.
That's why you have a bunch of videos. We're talking about test anxieties and all the different stuff. Meal prep, before the exam. I was watching that video before my PE exam.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Let's talk about resources. Now, you said you stumbled upon our channel and then you got the bundle, FE Accelerator bundle course, civil, right, morning and afternoon course, and
Yeah,
status
of
and the
course, it's the
practice
bundle course.
exams. Okay. Did you use any other resources besides that?
No,
No?
no,
Okay.
that was opposite.
You just,
You got everything there.
yeah.
You
Okay.
know, there was a free study. Took it because the bundle course was enough. And then I learned so much. I so like to build a foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the college, I was good at geotechnical, but I wasn't great. transportation, I was good. I wasn't great. So what I did was like use your course to to and then even when I was studying for my PE exam. Due to your course, all the bridge section, I feel like that was just a revision. It's like easy stuff.
Mm,
I was really strong.
awesome. And how did our course help you, or what were some of the things that you really liked about our courses that you felt that it really helped you pass the FE exam?
Kenza, so I had when I was looking for a course for PE exam, I had a high expectation. I was looking for a course like yours, and I realized that it's not course like yours.
Yeah.
Yours, you'll solve the problem, and then you can pause the videos, and then you try to solve the problem, and then if you don't get it, you can watch the solution. There is no such a course like that. And then we focus on learning, focus on teaching the concept, like uh those structural stuff. I was not so great during the school, and then all the structural stuff I learned from your course was massive, shear moment diagram,
Mm,
deflection, you know, indeterminate beam, process, zero force member, those concepts I learned from your course, I still remember things,
yeah.
and then it's weird, like, in the PE exam, I got a question to find the maximum bending moment for cantilever beam, and then I remember you saying the maximum moment on the cantilever beam gonna be at the end, and then that saves a lot of time, just
Yeah.
knowing that,
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
and then yeah, your course was great, and then I used your course to build the foundation, I didn't have.
Yeah. Makes sense. So do you think, so it's covering the concepts and then providing the foundation, like you said, and then do you feel like the walkthrough of every problem on a video format, like step by step, because we solve a lot of problems, but none of the problems you guys solve on your own except for the practice exam. Um, I solve with you guys every single problem on a video format, walking you through all the steps. Did you think that was like helpful doing it like that?
Really, really helpful, and then
Yeah.
also we have every problem you can comment, if you have
Mm-hmm.
a comment, you can, and then other people can respond. That was great,
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Let's move on. Did you take any practice exams?
For my FE exam,
Yeah.
yeah, I took five
Five.
practice exam, five.
Wow.
So I
Okay.
did same with the PE exam, five practice exam.
Five. That's good. I mean, like you said, like, if you have high anxiety, you're gonna have to like practice, and taking a lot of practice exams will do that. Will definitely help you get familiar
Of
with the
course,
exam.
and when you do your practice exam, and then when you see you are solving the problem, you're scoring, 90% or 85%, 80%. You can see, they can help you to boost your confidence, going into the exam. And then
Yeah.
to me, a lot of practice exam is help me, That's
Mm,
why I stick with the five more exam on the PE,
yeah.
I actually have bunch of book I wanna show it to your student, I felt those are helpful, and I wanna share,
Yeah. Awesome.
if we have time later,
Yeah, I'm gonna again maybe after this interview, if you can send us the practice exams that you took, especially for the PE, for the FE, I think I can tell what you took. It's what we usually recommend, right? Is that the practice?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and
It's
for the
one of those, yeah. You,
yeah,
you
for the PE, if you can share that with me later, and then I can put it in the description box just for students so they can go and get those practice exams. Because I think we're getting emails from students asking, hey, do you know any good PE practice exams? And so not really familiar yet with that. So if you can share that with me later, and I will just put it in the description box.
We can do that.
Awesome, thank you. Now, what study tips that you found really helpful?
Uh, I think in that to me, for FE exam, I used to study. I'll come from work and then come work and work on the house for a little bit, and then I would study at the night. For PE, what I did was I studied like just 2 hours at the evening, and then I would study it in the morning. So I wake up like 5 a.m. You're so fresh. Take a little bit of coffee, and then I would study for 2 hours, and you know it helped me. Studying in the morning. You are so fresh, and then you learn
Yeah,
the concept. You don't forget.
yeah,
Uh, I studied. I would study in the morning, and then uh, just just be disciplined. You have to be disciplined. I would say discipline, a lot of problem, and then try studying in the morning.
yeah. So you would wake up at 5 a.m. And I'm the same way, by the way. Like I'm a morning person and I'd rather wake up in the morning than study or work late at night. Um, so you would study 2 hours in the morning and then 2 hours in the evening. So that's 4 hours a day. Did you do that like every day?
Every day. Yeah,
Wow,
every day.
okay. What about the
And
weekends? Did you
I will
increase those?
study. Yeah, on my FE exam, I studied like weekends, 6 to 8 hours. It's Saturday and Sunday, but per PE, I would do like 4 hours
Okay. 4 hours every day.
each.
Okay. Okay. So that's about 28 hours to 32 hours if you do six in the weekend. So that's anywhere between 28 and 32 hours. For how long did you do that? How many months did you study for the FE?
So Kenza, in regard to FE, I told you I had to work on my confidence, right?
Right.
So even though I did finish your course early, I was repeating your course because I
Hmm.
was practicing, just to
Yeah.
bring my confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why my goal was to, like, some people says, just study 3 months and go and take exam. I realized that doesn't work for me. I have to,
Mm.
like, spend more time, and then not to put the time pressure. So I want to give myself plenty of time, even though it didn't took me like 6 months to finish your course.
6 months. Okay.
It was about 3 months, and then after that, I was like, repeating your course like 2 or 3 times. I was like repeating, going again and again and again, and then and for the last 2 weeks before the exam, I started taking the practice exam, 5 practice exam, and then I went for the exam.
Wow, okay, that's awesome. I mean, it's great that you did that. You know, some students might need 3 months, some students might need more. I know we've had students who took a whole year to study, right? So it depends also on your schedule, depends on yourself, depends on like how confident you want to feel before you go into the exam. That also plays a big role. Um, Now, so you studied for 6 months for the FE. You watched our courses couple times before you went in. Um, did you did you do the same thing for the PE? Was it the same schedule, 6 months and then same amount of hours?
Yeah, Kenza, PE, when I about to join the course, I was I reached out to EET guys, and about December of 2023, And then I was telling him that my goal was to take the exam sometime in September, and he told me the spec gonna change. Spec gonna change, Kenza. First initially I was thinking maybe I'll just buy the depth course from him, and then I will use your course as for the breadth. And then with this spec change, I was a little bit nervous, and then I bought just the bundle course from him too, morning and afternoon. And
Gotcha.
then and then it took me, that's why sports wasn't ready, like when I asked him, it was about December of 2023, he told me his course is not ready yet. It's gonna be ready sometime in January. So joined
Mm,
the course in January. It took me up to first week of April to finish the course.
okay.
And then and then uh, I was just doing the same thing. I was just going over the course again and again just to
Gotcha.
be more familiar with the content.
That makes sense. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and you know what? Let's go ahead and dive into the PE now. Um, okay, so which course was that you took?
EET,
EET? Okay, so you took the
yeah,
whole bundle EET for construction. Um, the course was ready in January because the specs changed. I think changed in April. So you made sure that you were studying for after the
uh,
changes because you took it September. Um,
yeah,
okay, and then you've prepared for 6 months as well, same amount of hours as for the FE. Is that correct?
correct, yeah.
Okay, okay, got you. Um, Now, how was the course? How was the study resources? Did you find it helpful for your PE?
Yeah, the EET, I think is a little bit different from yours. Is they're gonna send you with the EET per construction. They're gonna send you this binder, Kenza, and they're gonna the binder you have, and then the professor will do the class, and your class will follow the binder.
Mm,
And then binder has the problem and all the theories, and then when they do the lecture, you have to join the Zoom,
I see.
and then the course was I think it is still a good course. I think construction guy, the professor name is Samir, and there is another guy, Nazrul. I think they really do good job. Um, they want you to success. They will respond your email. Um, it's still a good course. They'll go through everything you're gonna need for your PE.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. Let me ask you this. How long were the lectures?
Lecture were very long, Kenza. So I'm not so used to it. Like very long lecture. Sometimes the lecture could be like 3.5 hours,
Wow. Okay.
and then in order to stay in the schedule, I had to I had to finish,
Yeah.
So I was used the morning 2 hour to um morning 2 hour to get to the halfway of the lecture, and then my goal was to, like, there were like so many videos, long videos. My goal was to make sure you take all the notes, when you are taking your when you are watching the videos, and then the goal is to not to come back again,
Yeah.
not to watch those long videos again, and I'll take all the note on my binder they're gonna give you, and then hopefully when I read my note next time, goal is to don't go back to watch the long videos, so
Yeah.
I would spend time to get to learn the concept from the videos, from on my first tries.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a student who said the same thing. So he said exactly that. He's like, I needed to make sure I took all the notes that I needed because if I had to go back to the lecture, it would take me hours to just find where is that thing that I'm looking for because it's a long video, and so he'd just be looking, and so yeah, that's difficult, because 3 hours and a half to be focused for that long, making sure that you're taking every single note, you're not missing anything. I mean, after that, your head will just start to hurt. But I still really heard a lot of good things about this course, EET. And this is why I like to ask students about the PE journey, because a lot of our students, and of course the people that are following us on YouTube, they want to prepare for the PE, right? Once they pass their FE, they want to move on to the PE. And one of the most common questions we get is, well, two, Kenza, when are you going to launch the PE course? And then if if it's not soon, which course do you recommend, right? And so this is why we really like to stay in touch with our students, because we want to hear from you guys, right? If the courses that you guys are taking, do you recommend them? Are they good? Because I also know that these courses are not cheap. They're expensive. PE courses are expensive. And then also you get limited access, right? Like how much access did you get to this course?
About like Kenza, I since due to the expectations, I wanted to extend my time.
Okay,
I paid for the longest. I think I paid least $1,800 for 6 month access.
6 months. Okay. How much did you pay?
$1,800.
1,800. Wow. Okay. For 6 months. Okay. And then
Six
you-
6 month access.
6 months access. Okay. Um, you didn't pay for the extension. That was the extension. It's 6 months.
Yeah, so
Okay.
when I purchased the course, I make sure I had the longest time. That's why
I
I paid
see.
the highest amount.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Kenza, your course is still the same price. Like I realized, I just checked this morning. So the course, bundle course is still less than $1,500. That's a good thing. Your course is still the same
Oh,
price. You're
yeah.
surprised in that.
Yeah, yeah. We at some point we did consider raising the price just because like everything got really expensive, and we're expanding our team and bringing more people to help our students and stuff. But we're still managing. Right now, we feel like we can still manage to keep it. We want to keep it that way, because we want to help as many people as we can to pass the FE exam. But yeah, so that's where we are right now. We're hoping hopefully soon the cost of living and everything goes down. So,
Yeah,
and then we
hopefully.
don't need to, we want to keep it as long as possible that way. And then also we did add AI, like the Genie tutor. I don't know if you didn't have access to it because that was something we launched this year. And so that's something we actually pay for, but we don't charge our students. So
Oh wow.
so that way they can have access to it and stuff. But yeah, so and also you get lifetime access. So that's it, because it's like an investment. Like you can't be paying this amount of money and then just take that away from you like within like 6 months. Or I know some of our students use that course even at work. Like at work, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, Kenza covered this," and then they would go back to the course and then use that, which
Yeah,
is
yeah, I learned that thing from you. If you want to learn something, you have to be ready to invest in
yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
I get that. And then when I joined the PE course, it's like, even though it was really high, I wasn't paying too much attention. I want to see the bigger picture.
Yeah, yeah, and it was worth it. After 6 months, you got your PE license, and then and then you probably will make that money back because
Yeah,
PE license, you're gonna get a raise, promotion, and all that sort of stuff. So I think when it comes to your career, it's very important to invest. Now, the other thing too, as well, is just getting a course or getting help. It just gets you there faster. So that's the
Yeah.
other thing, right? Sure, some students can do this on their own, but it will take them a year or 2 years, and then they will miss so much promotion, raises, maybe a better job. But when you get a course that helps you like within 6 months or 1 year, like for you, it was a year you got your FE and your PE, right? Like you studied 6 months for the FE and 6 months for the PE, right? Imagine if you had to do that on your own and not get courses,
Yeah. I wouldn't
right?
have done P exam, I think, without your course. The course wasn't just about passing the FE exam. It was like, it give me that belief that I can do this. That's why
Yeah,
I have no doubt I can pass the PE exam.
yeah.
It gave me that confidence, after I took your course and with building the foundation on the chapters, it helped me to go for the PE exam. And then I had no doubt, that I can pass the exam out PE exam.
Yeah,
So your course was, one of the best decisions I have done in my joining your course. Yeah.
that's great. That's great to hear that. Ganga, did you use our afternoon course for the PE?
Um, for the PE, um, you know, Kenza, I would have to say no, but the concept I learned from your course, like shear moment diagram, like the deflection, find the deflection of simply supported beam, superimpose, like you have an indeterminate beam, and then you do the superimpose of those deflection diagram to find the
Mm-hmm.
reaction. Those
Yeah.
concepts I learned from you, like zero force member. If I wouldn't do your course, then I would still struggle, on those
Mm-hmm.
on those basic foundation, I need to have to get my FE and PE.
Got you.
And then I want to say your course was the foundation,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
did help me a lot to tackle those kind of problem I saw on the PE course, and those kind of I would spend less time, because I had that great foundation from your course.
Yeah. That makes sense. It was like just review for you. You were just reviewing the stuff that you already learned
Yeah,
from
yeah,
our FE course. Okay, awesome. Okay, Ganga, so you passed your FE in September 2022, and then you started preparing for your PE January 2024, right? So um you waited, at least a year or a little bit more than a year. Why did you wait that long? Why didn't you right away start preparing for your PE?
yeah. So Kenza, first of all, so I just started working under PE, right, at
Mm-hmm.
the beginning of 2021. So I thought my boss wouldn't be ready to sign my paper.
Okay.
Therefore, I decided to give a little bit of time to him, and then at the beginning of January 2024, I started giving him some kind of a heads up saying, this might be the years I'm going to do my PE exam, and then you're going to have to help me with the application.
Mm.
So the reason was, you know, it was just like, I didn't have a lot of time working on the PE, I thought they're going to give me a problem. So that's why I waited for a little bit. Otherwise, I wouldn't wait, because I was so fresh, after taking your course and then passing the FE exam, and I was really excited.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So um you couldn't take the PE exam, you needed 4 years of experience. So the reason, let me just explain a little bit, because some states don't really require the 4 years of experience to take the actual exam. So a lot of students, they can just go take their PE once they pass the FE, and then once they complete the 4 years of experience, then they can submit it and then they get their license. So where you at, the state you're at, you can't you can't do that? You have to have the 4 years experience, or you're not sure?
Yeah, Kenza, um, you may be true, but I did not research on that,
I
so my
see.
goal was to, when my boss is ready, my supervisor is ready, I'll be ready.
I see.
I
Okay.
did not look into that. Maybe there is that thing.
Okay. Okay, got you. Okay. And so now you have your license. So you submitted the 4 years experience, you passed your PE exam, and now you got your license. You got the
Of
same.
course, yeah, I haven't yet received the
Okay.
certificate, the wall
Okay.
certificate, but I got my license, I got my stamp,
Oh, that's
I have
awesome.
everything.
That's great. That's great. Okay. Um, what were some major differences between the FE and the PE?
Uh, of course, you have more time, right?
Right.
So anyone taking PE exam, just think the breadth is similar to your FE exam. Don't think
Mm,
too much, right?
mm,
And then for the depth, you just have to know bunch of manual, bunch of design manual. Kenza, like in FE manual was really good. Like it used to have this properties of steel on the steel section. Used to have like for a double beam, you have a bunch of properties. Like if you had to for a PE exam, your PE handbook doesn't provide those. You have to go to your design manual and then find those table. If you have
mm-hmm,
to uh, do that. And then so depth is more on your design manual, and then adjusting your breath is I feel like the breath is exactly like the FE exam. The question
mm.
type are same.
Interesting. Okay, so looking back now, now that you took the P and all that, if you had to go back to January when you got the EET course, having our courses, do you think you could have just skipped the morning course and just gotten the afternoon EET and then used
Yeah,
our, yeah, and that would have worked? Interesting.
yeah. I
Okay.
would do. I wouldn't do other way. Kenza, I remember I talked. You were saying on the interview, your student was saying they didn't get the horizontal and vertical curve during the FE exam.
Yeah, I
And then
remember.
on my PE exam, I was like, I got two vertical curve and two horizontal curve. I was like, thank you. I was like, oh, I didn't see those problem during my FE exam. On a PE exam, I got four, and I
Interesting.
was like, oh, okay,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, we cover a lot of those. I
Oh
think
yeah, oh yeah,
that's why students get disappointed when they don't get them because they're like, "Well, I know those. Like, just give me one of them." But yeah,
yeah.
awesome. That's
I was so
great.
happy when I got like four
Yeah,
problems.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's good. Um,
yeah. I wouldn't do any other way.
okay. Um, did you have to change your study habits for the PE, or was it similar to what you did for the FE exam? Did you study the same way? Anything that you did differently for the PE?
No, Kenza. Like I listen to other podcasts too regarding P success story, and then I remember this guy was saying it felt like, and then felt like he felt like P was easier than FE.
Yeah,
And then listen your interview with Beth, I think she also said same thing.
yeah.
Say whenever I have like anxiety or something, I would just say this is just like FE exam, and then you
Mm,
have also more time, and then that would always help me, to calm down a little bit.
yeah.
It's not to have anxiety, like, not to have no anxiety, because this is a big exam, 8-hour exam, and then uh, you always have some kind of anxiety,
Yes.
Kenza.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes it can be helpful, sometimes it can be,
Yeah.
distracting.
Yeah.
You have to stick to the point, but by my study schedule was very similar, 4 hour
Yeah.
in the weekdays, and then 4 hour in the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think anxiety is good to have because it's like you said, the good one. Because there's the good anxiety and there's the bad anxiety. The good
Yeah.
anxiety like keeps you, alert, and then you're not making any
Focus, right?
mistakes, right? Bad anxiety can like the other way, can distract you, and then
And
so
you start forgetting thing, you
oh
know?
yeah, yeah, you black out. You look at a problem, you're like, I don't know what this is. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I get it. Okay, awesome, awesome. Now, Ganga, do you recommend students to take their PE right after passing their FE, or do you recommend them waiting a little bit?
So if you are ready, I say I wouldn't recommend waiting. I wouldn't recommend waiting. Um, I kind of feel bad. Like I was listening your interview with Andre, and then he got his FE after me, and then he was able to get PE before me. After seeing that, I was like, why
Uh,
did I wait it? But I did have no option because I just 2021 was just the time I started working under PE.
yeah,
So and then so I wouldn't recommend waiting. Kenza,
yeah,
after finishing your course, you are so fresh, and then just start studying.
yeah. Yeah, it's funny how you were comparing yourself to Andre, but then look at you, like 2 months later, you got your PE as well. So,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
don't compare yourselves to other people. Everybody's journey is different. But yeah, no, it motivates you at the same time. You say that, but then you're like, I gotta keep going and then get it. So I think it's like it's motivating,
yeah.
to see other people succeed, and so yeah, that's okay. So Ganga, now that you have your EIT and your PE license, how does it feel? How if we go back to our um the beginning of this conversation, you told me when you failed the second time at 2016, you didn't think this was gonna be for you. You never thought you would be here. How you said the FE exam and PE was just not gonna be for me. You didn't believe you could ever get here. Now that you're here, now that you got both exams and you have your stamp and you have your PE license, how does that all of this feel?
I feel really good. I people started uh, listening more to me. Started listening my opinions. Uh, I got a lot of messages from my coworker. Encouragement, and then I feel really good. That's why one thing about me. After I took your course. And then also you used to say, don't be scared to fail. Like
Mm,
if you if you don't fail, you'll not learn anything, right? If you're scared to fail, you're not gonna learn anything. So don't be scared to fail. Don't be scared to make mistake.
yeah,
Um, that's what I did. When I make any mistake, I wouldn't go too hard on myself. I'll just think it as a learning curve, and then the goal is to not make the mistake again.
yeah,
And then learn from it, own it. And then it feels so good, and then uh, uh, got got respect from so many of my coworker. And right now they listen to me more, and then they listen my opinions. If good to be here, where I'm at right now.
that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm really happy for you, and I'm so proud of your accomplishment and what you have achieved, overcoming the anxiety, the self-doubt, the low confidence, being able to do all of that, listen to yourself and going like, I need more time than 3 months, and I'm gonna take the time that I need, studying every day, showing up. It's really incredible what you did and what you achieved, passing your FE and your PE. So really happy for you. How did passing the PE affected your professional and personal life? Did you get any promotion or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully I'll get that. I think, uh, I have not right now. Hopefully, I'm thinking that would be the case. Hope my boss is listening right now. Yeah, Kenza, it opens the door for me,
Yeah.
So like right now, on the current company, what I do is like we do a lot of garters, for the bridges, and then I oversees the sub drawings for the garter, and then I oversee the fabrication, and then I also make sure that once the garters are fabricated, I work with the state to get them approved,
Mm,
and then the contractor will take the garters to the job site, and then they install it,
yeah.
and then for last 7 or 8 years, I have been constantly working on the soft drawings, and then one day my goal is to maybe work with the state, as
Mm.
a project engineer, to review the soft drawings, those would
Oh.
be my goal, ultimate goal to maybe work with the state
Mm.
with the soft drawings for the precast girders and bridges, and
Yeah.
then a P gonna help me,
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gaining more experience where you're at right now, and then with the PE license, that will definitely help you get there one day, for sure. Um,
yeah.
yeah. Um, I know we didn't talk about this, and I totally forgot to ask you, which PE did you take and why? Just for our audience, because a lot of people struggle with that. Once they pass the FE, they go, "Oh, which PE should I take?" So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, my main exam is construction civil PE exam. I
Okay.
took like Andre, I have to
Yeah.
say, listening.
Yeah.
He was telling me that I was telling you that, after I took your course, you felt confident on the structural. Maybe I was thinking I was gonna do the structural exam, but after going through the PE handbook, I didn't see a lot of table in the handbook, like the FE handbook used to have, like, and that really discouraged me. Um, and then I kind of realized that the stuff I'm doing is on the heavy civil, with the bridges, bridge construction, gutter manufacturing, and then I think construction civil is a perfect suit for me. That's why I took that exam, and then I didn't even realize that construction was also one of the hardest exam. I didn't want to know that before I took the exam, but I was Googling, after I took my exam. Realized that construction is also one of the hardest exam, but with the preparation, I felt similar to FE, Kenza. It's just for the breadth, for the depth, you may gonna have like one or two more steps you're gonna have to do. But I would say I wouldn't think it's higher than FE.
Oh wow. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Good. That's good to know. Um, okay, Ganga, I have one more question for you. I know this was a little bit of long interview, because we had to cover both your FE and your PE journey. Um,
Yeah.
so if a student comes up to you and asks you to list three things that really helped you pass your FE and your PE exam, what would you say to them?
First of all, I would say discipline over talent,
Mm,
discipline, you have to be disciplined. And then second thing, you have to believe in yourself.
yeah.
Kenza, if you're doing something, you have to believe in yourself. Um, I know there will be so many ups and downs during the journey, but end of the day, you have to come home and think, you can do this. And the third one is how much do you want it, Kenza?
Mm,
Me, I was like 110, I want this more than anybody else,
yeah.
That's why. even though, sometimes when I feel down, I was like, I have to get it going. I have to get it going. Like maybe walk in a treadmill for a little bit. I used to say that. I think I said that one time with you, whenever I feel happy, I'll just walk in a treadmill for a little bit, or maybe go for a walk,
Yeah.
or maybe take your bicycle, and then I'll come back and I study. So
Yeah.
I would say discipline over talent. Um, Regardless how smart you are, you have to be disciplined to be successful in this exam. You have to believe in yourself, and then you have to be curious, like and then how much you want it.
Love that.
If you
Love
have
that.
those three, I think anybody can do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Okay, awesome. Oh, well, Ganga, thank you so much. I know this was a long interview, so I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time and joining me today and sharing your incredible journey with us. Um, like I mentioned before, I'm really proud of you, what you have accomplished. It's amazing. And I think you're going to inspire a lot of students. And I think, how you were watching the interviews going to work, people will be doing the same thing. Listen to your story and inspire them and motivate them, so which is incredible. So thank you so much for doing this and sharing your journey with us today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for doing this. I was looking forward to it, and that's why, as soon as I saw my result, I was gonna, before even I let my EET guys know, I let you know, because your course was mean a lot to me,
Yeah.
I
Thank
wouldn't
you.
have done it without your course. And that's why, I listen so many interviews with your other students. That's why I want to share my stories too, so
Yeah.
they get motivated. And then I want to tell them, believe in yourself, uh, keep grinding, and then you'll get there. It's just a matter of time. And then once you're done, you're done. You're gonna have your license, you're gonna have your stamp, and then
Mm. Yeah.
you'll be happy.
Awesome. Thank you, Ganga.
Thank you, Kenza.
Oh yeah, everybody